So have you been struggling with the IELTS writing task, be it task 1 or task 2? So today I have some insider tips and tricks to help you master or ace the IELTS. So the first thing in acing the IELTS is first understanding the structure. So in writing task 1, we have 20 minutes to accomplish the task, while in writing task 2, you have 40 minutes to do that assignment. So what do you need to do? First thing, you need to analyze the task. So the first tip is analyze the task. So you have to read the question prompt and understand what is it asking you. So for most of the question prompts in writing task 1, they will always ask you to summarize by stating the main features and making comparisons where necessary. So in analyzing, you have to know that you are required to summarize by stating the main features and making comparisons where necessary. Then you have to clearly also understand, is it a bar chart, is it a line graph, or whatever the question prompt you have at hand. Once you are done with reading and understanding, now you go to the planning. So in planning, you must come up with an outline. What are you going to talk about? What number of paragraphs are you going to have? So in this case, we are going to have 4 paragraphs. You must have an introduction, an overview, a body paragraph 1, and a body paragraph 2. In planning also, this is where you decide which are these points that I'm going to discuss in the introduction. What am I going to discuss in my overview? What am I going to discuss in my body paragraph 1? And also what am I going to discuss in my body paragraph 2? Bearing in mind that you have to state the main features and make comparisons. After you are done with the planning, now you come to the actual writing. So when it comes to writing, which is tip number 3, you have to be very keen of the use of grammar, use of connecting words to join sentences and ideas. You also have to check on the subject-verb agreement. You also have to check on the tenses, use the correct tense, and such things. And also in writing, you also ensure that you have achieved the task, which is summarizing by stating the main points and making comparisons. So in writing, make sure you do comparisons and you also state the main points. After you are done with the writing, you now come to review your work. I cannot insist this enough. You might write a very good essay, but if you do not spare a few minutes to review your work, you will submit an essay that has a lot of spelling errors, a lot of grammatical errors that change the whole concept or the whole meaning of the essay. So as much as you write, also spare a few minutes, like 5 minutes, to review your work. In reviewing your work, you will, 1, ensure that there are no grammatical or spelling errors. 2, you will also ensure that you have achieved the task, which is you will make sure that in reviewing your essay, you have answered the questions by stating the main features and also you've made the comparisons. And once you are done with that, you are ready to submit your essay and wait to pass. So are you struggling with IELTS writing task 2? So here are 4 tips on time management when it comes to IELTS writing task 2 that will help you to master the IELTS. So the first tip is analyze the task. So in analyzing the task, you're supposed to read and understand what the question demands from you. So 1, you read and understand, know exactly what the question prompt is. Then number 2, you determine what the essay type is. Once you know what essay type the question belongs to, you will be able to write it with a lot of ease. So you have to read and understand and get to know, is it a discussion essay? Is it an agree-disagree essay? Or is it an opinion essay? Or whichever the essay is. So that is step number 1. Step number 2 in time management is now after you have analyzed the task, you now plan. In planning your work, you decide what are you going to write in the introduction, what are you going to write in the body paragraph 1, which are these points that you're going to write in body paragraph 2, and what are you going to write in your conclusion. So in writing the essays, the question mostly says give reasons for your answer and include any relevant examples from your own knowledge or experience. So in planning, you decide which are these reasons I'm going to give, and which are these relevant examples I'm going to include. So planning is very important. And number 3, after you are done with planning, you now write. In writing, you have to ensure that there is tense consistency, there is subject-verb agreement, that there is clarity and coherence, and that there is use of linking words correctly to join your ideas. After you are done with planning and writing, now you come to reviewing. I cannot insist on the importance of reviewing your work. You might have written a very good essay, but it has a lot of spelling and grammatical errors, which change the complete meaning of the paragraph or the essay. So reviewing your work is very important. This is whereby you go through your work before you submit it. You check for any grammatical or spelling errors and you correct them. And you also check if you have achieved what the task had asked you. Have you given any relevant examples? Have you given reasons? Have you concluded your essay and such things? After that, you are done and you are good to go. So in general, in the tips of time management in the writing task, all you have to do is practice. First, you have to know the essay structure for each and every task, and then you have to practice under timed conditions. So practice makes perfect. So make sure that you write essays under the timed conditions. And the most important thing is 20 minutes or 40 minutes might seem like a lot of time or little time, but the most important thing is planning. Don't just start writing. Plan your work so that when you begin to write, you will write non-stop. Also, don't write while you review. Just first write the whole essay and then remain with a few minutes where you go through your work and review it. So thank you guys for the support.